Everybody needs good neighbours with a little understanding. You can find the perfect blend. Neighbours should be there for one another. That's when good neighbours become good friends.
G'day.
Hello.
Mum and Dad and I have known each other since way back. We haven't seen each other for, over 20 years, till a few days ago.
Nick is an airline pilot. He spends most of the time travelling.
Oh, yeah? And overseas or just domestic?
Everywhere. I hear you've been doing a bit of travelling yourself. Yeah, it sounded like quite an adventure.
You could say that. See, me and my mate Scott, we thought we were in trouble with the cops.
Funny, isn't it, the trouble you can get into when you're trying to help somebody out?
You bet. Are you going to stay and have something to eat?
Yes. Why don't you join us?
I'd love to, great. Oh, it's you. Hello, Shane.
Let's all go through and set the table.
Nick's going to stay to tea. I'm going out.
You haven't eaten.
I'm not hungry.
Okay, suit yourself.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Paul, can I talk to you, please?
Sure. As long as it's not another lecture on how irresponsible I'm being. Do you want one?
Yes, please. Look, Paul, Dad is very upset about you leaving uni.
Well, there's not much I can do about that.
Well, don't you think you're being a bit selfish?
Selfish? Selfish because I'm not leading my life the way Dad wants me to.
I thought you liked engineering.
It's not that I don't like it. It's just that I don't know anything else. I mean, I went straight from school to university to do exactly what was planned for me.
Well, all I remember was just how happy Dad was when you said you'd follow in his footsteps.
Oh, now he can't cop it that I'm not. All he ever thinks about is security.
Well, where would we be if he didn't think like that? Paul, he has worked like mad for us, and he's had no life of his own since Mum died.
I appreciate all of that. Believe me, but what on earth would he have worked for all this time if we don't eventually go out and live our own lives?
All right. I just want Dad to be happy, that's all. I mean, I think we owe it to him.
I think you should have thought about that before you screwed things up between him and Anna. I'm sorry, Geordie. But look, you and I, we're not kids anymore. I don't think you really realise how small our lives really are here. It's time to swing out, to move on. Julie, the last thing I want to do is hurt Dad. But I also want to live my life.
I suppose you're right. Well, would you have to move out?
Not sure.
Well, I know, we don't always get along. But I would miss you.
Julie.
No.
Tell Danny that story about the prince in India.
Maybe later. Everybody's heard enough about me and my travels.
I haven't.
Why do you say so?
Well, it gets boring. Lucky I haven't got my slides with me.
Your stories are so funny, the way you tell them. Please.
And not to everybody.
What's wrong, Mick? Something happened earlier tonight?
Well, it seems my tales have had quite an effect on Paul. He wants to drop engineering and become an airline steward.
Great stuff.
His father doesn't think so.
I can imagine.
Mr. Robinson's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, not tonight, he isn't. I can understand how he feels, but I think he should be a bit more broad-minded about it.
He'll be right. He was great when he came to pick up me and Scott.
Yes, he was very understanding.
I thought Dad was going to come after us.
Your dad would have been okay, too.
After he'd yelled the place down. Still, he didn't come, did he? So he couldn't have cared that much.
That's not true.
Me and Dad don't get on too well.
Well, kids' relationships with their parents are never perfect.
that's not the point. The thing is that I'm meant to be perfect, and he can't accept that I'm not.
That's enough. All right?
You know it's true.
Hey, look, no family debates while I'm here, okay?
Sorry. Tell me that story.
Righto.
Oh, hello, son. Come on in.
Oh, you've been working hard?
Oh, no. Mrs. Harris tricked me into letting her in and clean the place up.
She can't be that bad.
You want a bet? So, what brings you around?
Oh, it's funny not seeing you all the time, Dad.
Oh, yeah. Listen, Shane, don't think I don't like you coming round and that, but... I mean, you must have better things to do.
Tonight I haven't. Well, I'll let you know if I have, though.
Okay. What are the rest of the family up to?
Well, they're home.
Oh, yeah? Your mother know you're around here?
I don't know, I didn't say. They were having dinner with Nick Berman.
Weren't you invited?
I wasn't hungry.
Find that hard to believe.
Dad, doesn't it bother you that he's hanging around with Mum?
Oh, look, I wouldn't call it hanging around. I mean, they are old friends, you know.
Well, so are you. Well, why isn't he around here having a beer with you?
Oh, well, I mean, we see each other.
Yeah, well, I don't like it.
Oh, he's all right. I'm sure there's nothing to worry about.
School's going to be a pain. Everybody's going to ask questions, and we all have work to catch up on.
Shane, second time you've forgotten rubbish night.
Sorry.
It'll have to go to the tip. There's a pile of bags outside. It'll start to sting. Don't you worry, I'll do it myself.
Couldn't have Ramsay Street all untidy, can we?
I think you had enough dicks about your father last night. Don't you start this morning.
I thought you would have been having too good a time last night to worry about Dad.
Okay, let's make one thing straight. Just because Nick was here, it doesn't mean I've forgotten about your father. I don't like the situation, and you two are not making it any easier.
If you don't like it, then why'd you let him go? Dad wouldn't be living in that dump by choice now, would he?
Mr. Clarke,
I want to talk to you about the Canberra job.
haven't you had a letter yet?
Oh, I got a letter, but I want to find out why I missed out.
You weren't the only applicant, Mr. Clarke. We chose the one we thought would be the best.
Did the fact that I live with Miss Lawrence have anything to do with it?
Position called for a certain level of maturity and responsibility, neither of which I feel you've displayed of late.
In other words, yes.
You can vouch for that girl in your domestic arrangements all you like, but it doesn't change the facts.
What facts?
The situation is affecting your work, for one.
What?
That credit analysis, for instance. You made a complete mess of that.
I made a complete mess of it.
What's that supposed to mean?
I didn't make the mistake, Mr. Arnold. It was your son, Greg. He tried to rewrite the computer program.
That is not the way I understand it.
It's the truth.
And this is a typical display of your lack of responsibility. You are supposed to be a senior member of staff out here handling problems efficiently, not coming to me telling tales.
Are you serious? You are completely ignoring the fact that your son is an incompetent.
And you are overreacting because you have become personally involved with a loan application. I'm warning you, change your attitude or change your place of employment.
Max, how's it going?
Jim, hey, look, how long's this mess been here?
Well, it can't have been long. Rubbish night last night, remember?
This is still my house, you know. I mean, the street's got the family name, for God's sake. I mean, oh, it's disgusting. How can Maria let it go like this?
Well, I don't think the boys are being as much help as they could be, Max.
Oh, yeah?
How's it going for you?
Oh, fine.
Fat all right?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm still available for a beer if you need one.
Oh, well, thanks. I'll give you a call. Meantime, I better get this mess cleaned up. It's disgusting. Go.
Get
disgusting! Maria!
Hello, Max.
What's all that mess doing out in the street?
Oh, don't worry. Somebody's taking you to the tip.
One of the bags is split, bud.
What do you think I'm doing with these?
Oh, any messages for me?
Over there.
Hello, Dad.
Annie? How you going?
Fine. And you?
Oh, I'm okay. Off to school, eh?
Yep. Best get going.
Right.
Running late.
Listen, we must have a talk sometime.
Sure. Bye, Dad.
So what did Arnold have to say?
The whole thing is over, Daphne.
What'd you say to him?
Well, I told him a few things that won't do me any good. Well, perhaps your mate Nick could find me a job as well.
Not thinking of leaving the bank, eh?
One slip, I won't have any choice.
Hi, Paul.
Hi.
Des, Greg asked if you'd have a look through these. Apparently the new interest rates weren't fed into the computer.
I told him how to...
Oh.
Oh, never mind. See you, Paul.
See you, mate. Your boyfriend done it again, has he?
Oh, look, I think you're being a bit harsh. And let's face it, what do you know about banking procedures?
Oh, you must tell me about it sometime.
Hey, did Des tell you what Mr. Arnold said?
Yeah.
See? I was right. I knew it was because of Daphne. Anyway, what are you doing here?
I came to withdraw some cash, didn't I?
Well, you better pop up the end of that queue.
You know, I'm losing quite a few jobs with this damn arm.
You had many applicants for the assistant's job?
No, a few blokes from the job centre.
And?
They're useless.
Sure you're not just being too picky?
Look, I'm not hiring some no-hoper.
Are you missing out on much work being away from the home phone, Dad?
Yeah, a bit.
Dad, I don't know what the problem is. That's between you and Mum. But why don't you come home and sort it out?
No.
It seems so stupid. I mean, you're around there all the time getting messages or equipment. Aren't you being a bit stubborn?
Look, I can't go back, Shane, not yet.
But this can't be your only alternative. Look, it's a dump.
There's no point in throwing away good money just for a roof over my head.
Oh, you can do better than this, Dad.
Not while business is down.
Okay. Want to hear one more suggestion?
What?
If you shared a place, well, look, it'd be cheaper and more comfortable.
You see me with a flat, mate? Eh? I mean, you of all people ought to know what I'd be like.
What about if that flatmate was me?
What, you?
Well, why not? Well, things aren't the best at the home at the moment, Dad. I think it'd be better for everyone if I got out.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, Danny's been a right pain, and Mum and I was just not the same anymore.
This got something to do with Nick?
No, look, don't get me wrong, Dad, nothing's happened. But I just don't trust the guy. What do you think of my idea?
I don't know, son. I mean, I think your mother needs you, you know.
Well, what about you?
I'm okay.
Really? Well...
Look, it's a terrific idea, son, but...
At least think about it, Dad.
Yeah, all right. I'll think about it.
How's it going?
Where'd you get to?
I went over to Dad's.
Again?
Yeah, again. Something wrong with that?
Don't suppose.
Wouldn't hurt for you to go over and see him either.
I've already seen him. He came over today.
Yeah, but you didn't talk, did you? You should see where he lives, mate. It's a dump.
Why doesn't he get somewhere decent?
It's not that easy. I've asked him if I can go in with him and get a flat or a house.
You want to live with him?
Yeah.
You're mad.
Do you really hate him that much?
No, I don't hate him. I just get sick of him being on my back all the time. He never lets up.
You think he expects too much?
You're dead right, I do.
Well, what about what you expect of him? Seems to me like you've set him some fairly high standards. You've got it exactly worked out what sort of a father he should be, haven't you? He's never made the grade as far as you're concerned, has he?
I just want him to be proud of something I do, that's all.
He's proud. It's just that he doesn't show it in the way that you think he should, that's all.
Well, how am I supposed to know? Am I a mind reader?
All right, so he's pushed us hard in everything that we've ever done. But we've got a lot to thank him for, Danny. We've never gone without anything, have we? I mean, look at this house. He could have kicked us out and stayed here himself. It is his. We could have been the ones out in the street. But do you think he'd do something like that?
No.
Of course he wouldn't. Everything that he's ever done has been for us. OK, so he's not the easiest father to get along with. But I don't think we've ever been too hard done by.
So you think I've been just as difficult as I thought he was?
All I'm saying is that at the moment he's as miserable as hell. And it's about time you gave him a fair go.
G'day.
Evening.
Helen home?
She's out shopping. Jim, we've got to talk.
Do we?
You don't make it easy for a guy to apologise.
Perhaps I should be doing that too.
No, I can understand your point.
Nick, I can't help but want Paul to have a solid career behind him. I know it sounds boring, but perhaps if you had kids, you'd understand.
Yeah, perhaps I would. Just, I got a real kick out of Paul coming to me for advice. I wasn't trying to take your place.
I know that. Trouble is, you make me look like such a stick in the mud.
Is it so important for you to have Paul follow in your footsteps?
Oh, of course not. But, well, it frightens me to think that he might want to follow in yours.
Why?
Well, I don't want him to spend his life with people feeling sorry for him.
Sorry? Is that how you feel towards me?
In a way, yeah. Is your life as good as you make it out to be?
No. No, it's not. Oh, I've done all those things. I mean, those stories aren't made up. The thing is, I've done them alone. Just wish it were different. I wish Maria had married me instead of Max all those years ago.
I thought as much. Hasn't there been anybody else?
Several. But not like her. Just before I came here, I thought I'd found somebody I could care about. She was a lot younger. Made quite a fool of the old Nick. So you're right. My life's lonely. I've envied you and Max for over 20 years.
Who is it?
It's me, Danny. You busy?
Oh, no. Come on in. Come in.
So this is it?
Yeah. Something you wanted?
No. Just thought I'd come and visit. Is that okay?
Do you want to?
It's a bit of a shock yesterday to come home and find out you were gone. Mum didn't really tell me what happened.
Oh, it's one of those things.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah?
Did you and Mum split up because of me?